apologize if any fans allowed. My PC is an absolute nightmare. Absolute nightmare. And I've also got another fan on because it's warm. So basically, what am I doing? This was a Minecraft world I played on over a decade ago. Over a decade ago now. I very recently managed to port it from PlayStation 3 all the way to Java edition. So that is essentially what I'm doing. I'm playing a world that I used to play 10 years ago again. But for those who have watched streams previously, you'll know that I have a world on my PS5. I've been trying to port that one over and play on that one. I've been unable to for various reasons. In short, Sony sucks. I can't wait to play on Java exclusively. I just need to get that world over. So in the meantime, we're essentially playing this world and rejuvenating some features. The first thing is this world is custom. This is the original map. There's a bunch of other maps from PS3, surrounded by ocean terrain, which is then put in a regular world. Also, I played this over 10 years ago. I was very young. I can't remember how much of these old buildings I got exclusively. I can't remember how many of these buildings I got on survival friendly, especially the amount of gold. This was a PS3 world. I don't think that was achieved. Also, other people played on this world too, so I don't know. With that being said, these buildings aren't necessarily adding much other than nostalgia to this world, so I don't see a reason to be like, no, they may have not been built legitimately, that's bad. Except for the gold, my plan is I'm going to replace all of the buildings with gold with another block, and then build a gold farm, and then get the gold naturally, and then place it back in. Same with any emeralds. If I find diamonds, because I know I've built some stuff out of ore, I will get rid of that as well. So yeah, that being said, you will have to take my word for it, obviously, but everything here I got legitimately on survival. The only thing that was made easier was that I knew where the stronghold was because it was exposed. Also, these maps are tiny, so it was literally, the stronghold literally over there. But everything else has been done on survival. I've cleaned up previously, and when I have cleaned up, I've gotten rid of anything in chests as well. You will have to take my word for it. Obviously, this isn't something, this is just my survival world, or a survival world that I've been playing on. I don't claim it to be 100% vanilla. I just want to get that off the bat. It's not 100% vanilla. But because these worlds are so old and so nostalgic to me, I want to continue playing on them. And because I don't enjoy playing on creative, I would rather play this previously not vanilla survival world in survival from going forward, because I enjoy building big stuff like this more on survival. Which brings us to this. I believe this constitutes megabase size. It may not be big enough, obviously. Minecraft YouTubers, survival YouTubers, hardcore YouTubers have really inflated what it means to have a megabase, but I think this is pretty big. The dimensions on the widest is about 135 by 135. However, my plan is here I've built the planning framework. The top's not done. I think I'm going to use spikes, and I might do I'll do something up there. My plan is that I want this to extend underground, potentially all the way to bedrock, which is going to definitely increase the scale of this. I'm not going to mine all the way down, because I think that's going to be a pain. So I'm going to dig through the first 3 layers on my own. And then once I've dug through the first few layers, my plan is for me to go ahead and get like one of those TNT flying machines and find a way to build it within the bounds of these plannings that I've set out. This build won't be using like Massacre as of the moment. My plan is once I've dug all the way down to bedrock, I can start constructing these walls, but I won't complete the roof section until I've built up the inside. And there's going to be a bunch of shit in here, so it's going to be so cool. This is the block palette I've kind of chosen. This will be a pain to get, but with TNT I'll be alright. This will be a pain to get. This will be a pain to get especially, andesite. But my plan is it's going to be a gradient from dark to light, so the higher up we go the better. So hopefully that andesite we won't actually need too much, because by the time we end up incorporating that, we might be halfway up here, and every time we go up it will be require less and less. The interior will use a different palette, I imagine. That's just for the exterior. So yeah, why am I building a mega base of all things? Essentially, like, I haven't even finished cleaning up this map because it was way more of a mess. Like, the amount of griefing I did to my own map was crazy. It's mostly cleaned up, but there are still some areas. And this starter base hasn't even been concluded yet. In short, I can't be asked to build a ton of farms right now, and I've kind of run out of inspiration from this area for the moment. And I've got inspiration for that, so I'm going to build that, and also it's a mega base, so it will make a good video. That is enough yapping. Let's kind of yap whilst being productive. So I don't have too many shulker boxes. I can't remember if I actually have I can't really remember if I have any spare shulker shells to make boxes, so we might not actually have a lot, because when I was end hunting and stuff. Yeah, also, yeah, this is first stream on this world as well, so that's another good point. There's a lot of content that's been missed out on. Very fortunately, I recorded the vast majority of that stuff, but I haven't compiled them into videos as of yet. I will do so in the future, I imagine. Not for the moment, no. I think we'll start by getting rid of this, because this was old measurements, and then over time I expanded outwards to make the most out of this space, to make the base as large as possible. Another problem with this, we may need to fight the Wither. We'll have to find a way to trap it or fight it deep underground, because I don't think I only have a single beacon, and I don't think one beacon's going to cut it, which also means we're going to have to gather more resources and such. There will be several farms on this map, but this mega base is going to be mostly vanity. So yeah, that is the plan. We'll just try and stream frequently and get the building done. And can you leave this for now? I have no clue. This is an old measurement, so I don't need it. Yeah, the plan is we want to flatten this enough. We may have to end up draining this river. Fortunately, originally I was quite like daunted by doing this, because but looking back at it, this river actually is quite shallow, so I don't think it'll be as bad as I anticipated. Yeah, and then we'll have to build the array of flying machines. It won't be too bad digging the most of it out by hand if I were to go that route. However, this is old terrain for 1.18. To be precise, I believe the update of which this terrain is 1.2.6. That is approximately when I started playing Minecraft, around 2013. I think it was delayed for the PlayStation, so updates were earlier. So with that in mind, essentially, yeah, what that also means is as we go closer to what was originally Bedrock and is now Deep Slate, what used to, like in modern versions, it's more of a smooth transition, but back in older versions before 1.18, there's a lot of lava near the lower Y levels, which means there's going to be a ton of lava we're going to have to clear out by hand. That point onwards, flying machines is only really the real way to go. Any other way would just be borderline impossible. Other than, like, we don't have copious amounts of tools to get this job done. But what we do have is we have a stable supply of XP. We have a stable supply of bare bones enchantments. We have a bare bones setup going on. Like, we've beaten the game, built a basic starter house, gotten some basic tools. We have the means, we have XP. We have kind of a decent food supply. That's up for debate though. Hopefully with time we'll be able to construct this. It'll be quite funny if we end up getting this megabase up before we end up fixing the rest of this, but I feel like even though these streams will be frequent, there will be times I'll get bored of building this and then do other shit, you know? So yeah, what's the plan first? So we're not actually going to do a lot of the building of the megabase. We've already planned it out, which I decided I wanted to do off camera and outside of stream. There you go. That's way cleaner now. What we're going to do is up to about this point here, we're going to fill it in with stone, because stone's easy to acquire and easy to mine away. Like, we can instant mine it when we're done. The reason why I'm going to do that is because I'm going to build terrain on the outside. Not only will this decrease the amount of deep slate we need to grind to get just to build up these walls, but it'll also make more sense because I feel like the building is so big, needs to kind of sit in the terrain more. So I feel like it'd be weird just having that sharp cutoff. So I want to have terrain slope up to it, almost like it's been partially buried or the sand's brushed against it. Yeah, that is the plan. I'm not going to collect all of this stone, by the way. I just need some because I want to get the corners down, because it will be easier for me to kind of gauge scale or whatever. So yeah, that's going to be the plan basically. Starting off. And then, yeah, I mean, once we've done that, we're going to want to get rid of all this. I would personally, I'd say we don't need to set up beacons to instant mine sand. We don't need to set up beacons to instant mine sandstone, and we will probably require beacons for stone below, but we don't necessarily need that immediately. So we'll essentially do the first few layers, not too much. I'll probably flatten the terrain to this lowest point here and drain the water within the bounds. So yeah, those two things, essentially, getting these walls and doing this will be the main focus. It won't be achieved today because of the sheer scale of this, but we can get started today. And then at a later date, we can prepare to construct the materials for the design of the World Eater. It's going to need to be relatively small because compared to some projects, the excavation here is not going to be too large. As I've already said, like, I'm not going to be using like Light Matica for this, partially because I haven't figured out how to use Axiom and Light Matica, also because I genuinely absolutely despise building stuff on I like building on survival. Like, unlike some of these YouTubers that record on survival because it gets more views because it's quote unquote more impressive, but prefer to play on creative mode. No shade on them, because obviously man's got to make a living, you know. But if it was up to them, if they could get the equal amount of views, I wouldn't be surprised if many of them play predominantly and record predominantly in creative mode. I'm the complete opposite. I hate building on creative mode. It gets boring for me because there's no resource gathering. There's no breaks either, like, or anything. You just literally build, and for me that's too fatiguing. Like, I'd rather play on survival. It does slow down the pace and it mixes things up. That's the main, for me, that's the main appeal as to why I love playing on survival instead of creative, because I used to play a lot of creative, and then when I started playing survival, not only was it like more impressive, but it was for me more rewarding. Even though it took longer for me to make stuff, building large scale projects like this, instead of it just being boring repetitive block placing, it was something that felt quite rewarding and quite challenging, you know. So that's why I'm here doing this. And for that reason, the downside for that reason is that why the hell would I build something entirely on creative mode only to build it again on survival just because I want to make sure I get it perfect? That's not saying I'll never use Light Matter. I will most certainly in the future. And I do intend to, it's just not for this because I don't want to. There is bedrock there that I forgot to get rid of. That is very annoying. Yeah, as I said, this wasn't purely... It was over 10 years ago, right? But it's vanilla now, but I'll have to get rid of this. I haven't gone on creative on this world at all, by the way. I do have a means of deleting bedrock, because I've broken bedrock on the roof before. So I may be able to do that for that. I may or may not do it off camera though. That should be the only thing though. Like, I've gone around the rest of this world and in the past and gotten rid of stuff. Like, I think there was like 1 or 2 random pillars of diamond blocks that I got rid of because I don't want to be playing on survival with that, unless I acquire it on survival. I think gold and emerald for me is a bit more forgivable because they're relatively easy to acquire on survival, and I do intend on replacing them in time. I plan on renovating a lot of these builds because a lot of them are old and broken, so it will come with that, but for the moment I just want to build this. Understandable if people don't like this world as well because of the nature of it. That's fine. I'm not too bothered about it personally. This would be a creative mode series if I enjoyed creative, I'll be honest with you, but I hate creative. Unlike the past where I loved it, I don't like it anymore, so I'm going to play on survival. Even if it takes 10 times as long to do stuff, I enjoy it more, you know? So I'd say if you don't like it as a survival world, I guess think of it more like a creative world where I'm intentionally choosing to play on survival because I enjoy it more, and I intend to get everything legitimately on survival as well. It does kind of ruin the fun for me in a sense, the fact that there's random gold buildings, and it does kind of suck it in a way, but at the same time it's like these buildings, I want to preserve them because they're like relics of the past, they're relics of like distant childhoods, not just of my memories but of other people's as well. So I feel like it's very important that these memories are preserved. But also I like playing on worlds that have history, which is why I'm playing on it now instead of making a new world. I've never understood people that like making a new world every couple of weeks or every couple of years. I like worlds with a ton of history behind them. Like, when I was younger, I always would be jealous of the YouTubers that had all sorts of buildings on survival and shit. And I'm just personally, people that talk about the 2-week Minecraft phase and not finding stuff to do on Minecraft, I feel like Minecraft just low-key isn't your game, if that's what you struggle with. Like, survival Minecraft isn't your game, because the whole point of this game, even though it's got survival elements and it does have goals for you to achieve, that's not the point of the game. Like, the game really does appeal to like builders and people that want to make a ton of stuff and don't run out of ideas, as opposed to like gamers. Like, this is more of a game for artists than it is a game for gamers, if that makes sense, or at least gamers in the traditional sense, because you know that's what a sandbox is. Should I keep that? I don't know how much cactus I'll need, so I should probably also place these shulkers down and just fill them up. Pardon me, over time. Place them. That's got a ton of sand in it already. Wow. There you go. Guys, boiling today. It really is boiling. I have this fan. I've got a fan on. I did record and I couldn't really hear it very well. I won't do. Let me rotate this around. Okay, way better. I have no idea if anyone's watching me or if there's chat going on. I may not respond to your chat messages because I've got a single monitor set up as well, but I assume no one's watching. Yeah, I guess just, if there's anyone there, talk amongst yourselves. I might check occasionally, but at the moment I'm just locked in doing this. Well, I've kind of established my plans. I really should have streamed the rest of this, but I was really dead set on making them into YouTube videos, and then I realised I can't be fucked to edit hours and hours of content. But I have a good close to 20 hours of recorded footage that I should probably edit. I will get round to at some point if I don't procrastinate. And they can be treated as like the prequels to this. I have been more focused on making YouTube videos. They're not the best quality and I've not been the best at uploading, but I did stream a lot in the past. But now I kind of am familiar with both, in a sense, like both YouTube and Twitch. So my plan is I'm going to do a bit of both to help like grow this. I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'll stream a lot like this, and then I think I'll upload them as VODs, and then once I've achieved a project to a desirable amount, I'll edit it down into a vid for people to watch on YouTube as well. Because then that means that from one content I can produce like 3 different things, and I've always preferred streaming. As much as I do sometimes enjoy making videos, I also prefer playing the game over editing the game. With streaming, you can just play the game, but it's also a nightmare to grow in streaming, which is ironic because I grew more on Twitch in a shorter period of time than I did on YouTube, despite the fact that I put less relative work in. So that's one of the reasons that inspired me to start streaming again, because originally I was like, well, if people are saying YouTube's better for growing than Twitch because it's easier to get like more people, like Twitch doesn't help you with growing. I was like, oh, okay, I'll make YouTube videos. So I'd make YouTube videos, even if I put work. Obviously I'm not very good, I've only made like 12 and not all of them are best quality editors, and it didn't help that my mic stopped working for a while. So a lot of it's really my fault, but my original plan was, well, grow on YouTube then start Twitching, but I think I'll just do both, honestly, because I literally did grow more, like double the views, like double the followers on Twitch, which sounds crazy but then you realize that I don't even have a dozen followers yet. So yeah, that's my plan. I know VODs don't grow much, but I feel like, especially if when I'm streaming I plug my YouTube channel, which is the same name as my Twitch channel, and then whenever I create a VOD, I just make sure to plug my Twitch, or just mention the fact. I don't know. Yeah, I'd do something like that. Then that should allow me to get what I want, basically, shouldn't it? What should my goal be? Platinus. Yeah, we'll do this for however many hours. We'll make a start, VOD, rinse, repeat. Maybe I'll try and stream 3 days in a row. I think consistency is really the most important thing. Oh, I'm out of space. Hold up. Holy shit. Nice. You know, up until now, I had like a desert that I traveled through the Nether to get. But part of me is kind of glad that I've decided to make this megabase, because now I'll be able to make a massive ass quarry. You know, like the amount of... I won't find any andesite because this map, like, above the bedrock generated before andesite was a thing. But in regards to gathering enough stone and deep slate and tough, this quarry, especially if I go down and try and collect the blocks as the quarry's working, I should be fine. I won't need to do that with stone. Personally, I know I won't need to do that with stone. I'll likely pause a lot of my quarrying work when I get down to lava level, which is also diamond level, so maybe that'll be an opportunity to get diamonds. Because guys, strip mining really was the meta before 1.18. Like now I don't really justify it as much because of just... I mean, yeah, it's just so much slower, and it's still worthwhile, but you'll only really get diamonds, whereas before, if you strip mined at diamond level, you'd also get everything else. And you'd get a ton of gold, a ton of redstone, lapis, iron, coal, you know. You'd get coal so you could replenish your torches whilst you're down there, whereas now you can't do that. You know? Yeah, this is my first megabase. Like I haven't made many megabases before. Been very good at procrastinating with building in the past with many of my worlds. It's like my my PS4 worlds that I've been playing on 7 years, which I'm gonna try and transfer over. Got over 5,000 days, and that is pure vanilla survival, like none of this shit. That world is like, it's good, right? Good world. But that's kind of the world I learnt to play survival on, you know? That's like the world I played survival on. So it literally, which means I progressed really slowly. It took me years before beating the game because that wasn't even on my mind. I was literally just playing Minecraft like I was on creative, but just on survival. Like, didn't care about the progression because I was like, well, I'd rather just build these houses. So for most of the time, even though 1.14 introduced villager trading, it was years before I even touched it because I didn't see the reason to. I was like, oh well, I'll just do what I've always done, strip mine, get diamond gear, enchant the diamond gear on an enchantment table, no mending of course, mine with it until it's run out of durability, and then when it's run out of durability, just go ahead and repair it with another pickaxe with diamonds until it says too expensive. That was low-key what I do. Because I watch other console YouTubers or that are playing Xbox, and all these mega bases and crazy optimized stuff didn't exist at the time, so I was just like, I'll just do that. Plain and simple. And then it was years until I beat the game. I remember when Netherite came out, it was a full solid year before I upgraded my gear, and to think how easy Netherite was to acquire at the time. You know, whereas playing now, complete opposite. In the span of a couple of weeks, even though I was taking things slow intentionally, I beat the whole game and got full maxed out enchanted stuff. Because even though I wasn't trying to rush through the game, I was taking my time, and we've spent hours and hours and hours like cleaning up mess with unenchanted diamond picks, because why not? I don't know, yeah. But even with not intentionally trying to progress quickly, I still progress through the game so fast, you know? Okay, regarding this, what do we do? I'd say... Oh, well, this first of all. Focus on getting the sand sorted, for the most part. This hill here we'll get rid of. What I will say though is I really I followed a tutorial. It's a really good tutorial for building that mob farm over there. And what I will say is I really did enjoy going through the process of gathering the specific materials you need and then following the tutorial to build it. It took me 4 hours, but I enjoyed every second of it. Like, I really did enjoy building these farms. So I'll definitely do more of that in the future. I think I need a good source of slime and honey before I can really think about building anything else. And then I really want to focus on getting an iron farm in and so on. And a gold farm in the nether. I'm asleep. Okay, let's see how charged my phone is. I might be able to interact with anyone by doing this. Where that let's go on. There you go, I'm in chat room now. Splendid. So now it's a lot easier for me to do shit. Alright. Quickly change my fan setup. UK at the moment, we're going through a heat wave. Today's meant to be as hot as 36 degrees, and we do not have houses that are designed to keep us safe from the warm. Quite the opposite. So our houses are literally like warmer than the outside sometimes. Only really protects us from the sun, and that's it. It's horrible. So stuffy and warm. Oh, we're really gathering more than I thought. This is going to be a bit of an issue. We'll run out of shulker boxes because I don't think I have many for a reason. We barely started on this. On the bright side, we'll have loads, like we'll have enough to produce a ton of TNT. Ton of rockets. That mob farm is one of the best, like, on my main survival world, like, I haven't built any farms because it's Bedrock and I hate Bedrock Edition, but on Java you can actually build farms. So on Bedrock, like, for example, don't have a good source of gunpowder, so I just have to occasionally go out and bloody kill creepers every now and again. On this I can spam rockets because bloody sugar cane and gunpowder is easy to get. You know, I can spam rockets all I want because I have a gunpowder farm. I have an entire shulker box full of rockets, and then I was overflowing, so I have a bunch in a chest that I've been whittling away at. I can just spam, it's great. We only have one set of tools though. Also, this world is modded, but it's vanilla friendly, so it doesn't add any new features. It just I have a map mod. That's the most unvanilla thing. Everything else is performance enhancing. I have a distant horizons. I can see all the way over there. I have shaders on. Yeah, I also have you have an ambient. I do have some ambient mods as well. I think I might have actually turned it down. I swear that I've also meant to have an ambient sounds mod, but I guess it stopped working. No, I do kind of hear it. Bro, this audio quality is going to be so shit with the fans. I do apologize, but either I make content like this, or I don't make content at all. So it's either shit content or no content for me, unfortunately. In the future, when I'm in a better position, then I'll be able to make better content. But for the moment, kind of stuck. We may need to create more oceans as well. Believe it or not, playing video games is the most productive thing I've done all day at the moment. I've been binge watching so hard the past couple of weeks. I won't share too much, but you know, sometimes life gets you down. You know, it just does, doesn't it? You've got to be better for it. You've got to push through. I've never been the best at that kind of thing, but I'm always trying, you know? That's the best anyone can do. It doesn't matter if you're shit at something, or you can't do something, or you find it hard. You're allowed to feel those things, you know? You're allowed to feel that way. As long as you know, just work through it. You're not a coward if you're afraid, you're a coward if you let that fear control you. It's the same with all emotions. I think that's something that is lost on a lot of people. Beat themselves up over their feelings. You just have to accept them, you know, and address them. And then don't let them use you, don't let them control you. You know? Don't try and shun your emotions either. I think a lot of us have tried that. Tried to suppress them. Even if not intentionally, but that's not wise, because that's not you addressing your emotions. That's the only way to conquer them, is to face them head on. That's you hiding from them, you know? You're in denial. That won't help you move forward in life. I don't say that because I'm accomplished in life. I'm not at all. I speak from very limited experience, you know? All you can do is try, and it doesn't matter if you suck, you know? That sounds corny as fuck, but it really is just the truth. Like, it's crazy how much just being stubbornly persistent can get you in life. Like, it can get you places. You think about the majority of successful people that like made loads of money, or have you know, become really talented or something, or exceeded well in sports. A lot of people tend to focus on the luck and the natural talent, because it makes them feel good about themselves. You know, it's like, oh, they only achieved that because of this, and it's like those factors definitely contributed to their achievement, but you're forgetting about the years and years of persistence of just doing the same thing over and over and over again, all day, every day for years, which to someone who hasn't gone through that is really hard to put into perspective, you know? But I tell you now that by far is the most important contributing factor. You know, by far. All the other stuff definitely helps, but it is just the stubborn persistence that takes you the furthest, you know. Let's see. Say here. I'll probably end up terraforming a big part of this river in the future anyway, because I'm gonna have to terraform like slopes and shit here, but for now we'll just get the river out the way. I'm thankful that the river's so shallow in the area we've chosen to hollow out. You know, it really could be worse. It does kind of, I do kind of feel bad, like, this terrain is really sacred. It's really sacred. For a long time as well, I was unsure if I wanted to build a mega base, but then I had the massive bout of inspiration, and now I just have to do it, you know. Plus, I've never had a mega base before. I feel like it'd be really cool, especially with how big this is gonna be. Like, it's really gonna be huge. Because like this is big as is, you know. Like if you just decorated the inside of this, it would be cool enough. But the fact that I'm gonna go all the way down, this is gonna be awesome. Like, oh my god, it's gonna be loads of work, but it's gonna be so cool. I'm gonna build this thing literally from the bottom to the top. So I'm literally gonna do the bottom floor first, and then work my way up. And it's gonna be a massive treasury at the bottom. And my plan is, we're gonna have living quarters right at the bottom, and each layer up is gonna be like almost like a different biome or different world, and it's gonna be like, and at the top there's gonna be like loads of puzzles and traps and mobs to stop intruders from entering. It's not gonna be like a real escape room, because Minecraft is so ridiculously easy. Like beds, chorus fruit, and poles alone can get you through blocks of unbreakable like barriers, and mobs really don't hold a candle to that, you know. So even on an adventure mode, you could break into most bases easy, but from a lore perspective, which is the primary reason I'm gonna be building this, to be awesome, it's gonna be like a massive tomb, stairs going up to the entrance, and then all these houses can be built around it. I mean, I guess what is the lore? But for me, the lore of this world in general goes by like chronological age. The buildings that were here first were the first to be put down, you know, like. Question is, what should I go by if I'm building on this world? Should I go by like actual days played, or should I go by like years, IRL years played, you know? Because like, what really is older? Something, so I got a 10,000-year-old, like 10,000 days played world, in-game days played. What's older, build-wise? Say 10,000 in-game days, I've played over 10 years, but past 6,000 days I played in the past 1 year, right? Just to put it into perspective. What builds is like, what build will be older? And that's not the best example, but like what build would be older? One that you got 10,000-year-old, forget what I said about the splitting of things. There's something that was built 6,000 days ago, or something that was built 10 years ago, you know? There's like, okay, here's a better example. There are people that have worlds that have way more in-game days played than me. Like, I think the record for hardcore, for example, something like 40,000, 50,000 days. But I'm pretty sure they've only been playing on that world for like 4 years, right? I think my main survival world I've been playing for like 7 years now. in-game days 5,000. So they have 10 times the playtime as I do, but the world itself is not as old as mine, right? So what base is older? A base they built 20,000 days ago that might have only been like a year ago in real time, or a building that I only built relative for me like 3,000 days ago, but that was like 5 years ago, you know? Which one would you consider older? Because in-game wise, the 20,000 days ago one is far older because it's like 4 times the age difference, but in regards to real time, the other one's 5 times because it's 5 years opposed to 1 year, you know? So depending on how I choose to go about conventions, like conventions for my worlds, will definitely decide things. Because see, well, actually no, this world's more than 10 years old as well. This world is closer to 12 years at this point, which is pretty cool actually, to be fair. The fact that this world is that old. I think I might be able to get this complete river done. You're definitely gonna have made a good start. I think I'm gonna go with real years, because I think to me that has more weight. Even though in-game time moves differently than real-world time, I would consider real-world time more of a tell, because that real-world time has more of an impact on you. Something you made a year ago, even if you spend more hours on it, is not going to have the same age impact as something you made over a decade ago. Okay, canonically, in the lore of my Minecraft world, because I like the idea of having a little bit of lore, not a lot, but a little bit, I would say that this one in-game year, no, one real-life year is the equivalent to 1,000 in-game years. Which, oh, maybe that's too much. Because in that case, then these builds are like, well, I'd say, how about I do it in terms of centuries? Because 100 years, yeah. So one real life year is an in-game, is a lore, canonically is a century. Because if that's the case, then these builds here will all be like over 1,000 years old. They'd be 1,200, which isn't crazy, but in another 10 years from now, they'll be 2,200, which means they'll be like in the same realm of age as like Roman constructs would be. Whereas if it's millennia, then that would be 12,000 years ago, which sounds cooler, but I think it breaks immersion a bit more. Or at least it does for me. Yeah, this isn't a lore crazy world. I'd rather like when I'm world building, I'd rather stick to pen and paper and writing stories. You know, I do have very loose lore with my Minecraft worlds, like how they're all connected and how players are different and have different powers and so on in the Minecraft world, I guess. Like the ability to respawn, the ability to use cheats, go on creative mode, reserve for some, the ability to like place and dig away like literally cubic meters of material in an instant. Like the constructive power, like people always talk about the destructive power of like how much like Steve can carry and how much, like, in order to dig away those blocks quickly, the amount of force that he needs to put in. But if you think about pure constructive power, if you had like a Minecraft player and the abilities of a Minecraft player in the real world and they run a country, think about the amount they'd be able to build. Functionally immortal, right? Because they do not require, like, they do not age, they do not get illness, they just require copious amounts of food. Able to carry incredibly, like, vast amounts of material, like thousands of cubic meters of matter on them without affecting their mass at all, which is insane. Infinite stamina, and then the fact that they can literally place cubic meters of matter in mere seconds, like the amount of constructive ability and destructive power they'd have. Like, if they ran a country, they'd be able to build, they would be able to single-handedly, like, level areas that would have taken months, you know? The fact that they don't need sleep either, it's just crazy. They just need loads of food. Anyway, let's not think about the real world implications of a video game character. Let's just get back to building. This is great. Like, almost all of the, or not almost all of, I have a feeling that a lot of the blocks that we mined away we're actually going to reuse to finish this. Another question is, how long should I have the stream last for? I think it's only been going for around an hour so far. Yeah, a bit under an hour so far. I think I'm gonna aim 2 hours minimum. 2.5 hours would be the sort of ideal length, but I don't see myself doing that because I just don't want to. But that only will be able to make great progress today. We've already cleared through this river far faster than anticipated. I am being honest, far faster. I think we're just gonna fill it just outside the bounds. Yeah. Because realistically, this entire river is probably going to be cut off at the lagoon here so that I can slope up accordingly. A ton of stone. I'm excited to when we will eventually be do this for a bit now. I'm excited to when we will eventually be working towards gathering the materials for the world eater and getting that sorted. But the cleanup and maintenance, we won't just be able to AFK overnight and then it'll be sorted, because the amount of like liquids we're going to have to remove is going to be a nightmare, an absolute nightmare, realistically speaking. Okay, how do I get out of swim mode? Thank you. Oh shit, it's dark already. But yeah, well, let's get a sip of water. Drink's very important. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, I guess I'll catch everyone up to speed with like pre-edited prequel videos to these streams. You know, that's another thing I was thinking about for a while actually, is even if these YouTube videos don't do well that I'm going to be posting, having them as a personal archive of progress on this world would also be good. Like, that's what YouTube can be, like a hobby for fun, but also a personal archive before it even begins to become a job. Because I think, from what I've seen with most successful YouTubers, there are many that weren't big for literally years and then eventually became big after years of being small. In the grand scheme of things, though, I don't see that as an issue. In the grand scheme of things, 5 years isn't a lot of time. If you dedicate yourself to 5 years, the amount of skills you can acquire is invaluable, especially when you're young. That's why I've been spending so much of investing so much of my time into learning skills. Don't necessarily learn skills only for the benefit they have. You have to have some passion behind them. I'm learning a lot of skills I'm passionate about, a lot of artistic skills, language, picking up coding, all these things, stuff like content creation, starting these investments, these offshoot investments as well, that can garner many benefits for you in the future. It's a good thing to start, because 5 years seems like a long time, but it really isn't. In 5 years, if I keep all of these things up consistently, the amount of skills I would have developed, even if, for example, YouTube fails for me and I don't get anywhere, editing skills I would have developed, the marketing skills, the experience that can help me in so many other endeavors, in business and anything, So every second I spend doing stuff, you can develop skills. Even with video games, I can see a benefit to all of these things, For me, the only thing you can spend your time on that is a bit of a waste, in my opinion, would be purely consuming content. So, watching copious amounts of social media and TV wastes your time, and I'm a massive victim of that. I do it all the time, and I think that truly doesn't get you much of anywhere. Social media slop especially, I think they should be consumed in moderation, which is very hard to do, unfortunately, but get some puddle here, we should probably get reversed. So also when starting out with a habit, don't focus on how much to do. Even though you might be tempted to be like, oh, if I spend an hour a day doing this thing, then in 2 years I'll be great. But if that deters you from even starting, then just I make a rule just to do it every day, right? If you do it every day, even if it's for 2 minutes, well, that's fine, because you're essentially setting yourself up for the future, because future you that has built a passion for this skill and has been doing it for years already may begin to increase that for themselves, or set it as a goal for themselves in the future. So future you may end up doing that for an hour a day, but if present you fails, but if you never set up that goal of simply just doing it, instead of giving yourself, I have to do it for X amount a day, and just do it, then you may not have stuck with the habit, and so future you would not have been in that position entirely, and you wouldn't have developed the skill to begin with. And the way I see it is 2 minutes a day is better than 0, right? And as soon as you start a task, you end up spending more time than simply 2 minutes anyway. So worst case scenario, draw every day. Worst case scenario, you draw a smiley face and call it there. Though I would personally argue you have to have some specific rules. Like, for example, I'm drawing every day, but I can't do that. I have to actually, it doesn't have to be a complete drawing, but I have to sketch something and try and make it look good, even if it's just practice. Even if I'm drawing a pair of eyes, don't just draw 2 dots and call it there, because then at that point I'm already spending a couple minutes, and because I'm actively putting in the effort, then you're going to improve. That's the way I see it. And I've been keeping up a lot of these things better than I thought I would. So hopefully in a couple of years' time, I'll be in a position where I would have not mastered these skills by a long shot, but have a good be in a good position with them. Especially stuff like fitness. People always talk about how long it takes for you to get fit and athletic, but in the grand scheme of skills, it really isn't. 5 years to get decent results, to become an advanced level lifter. If you think about most areas of skill, it takes more than just a couple of years. It literally takes a lifetime to master. Fitness, you can very quickly and easily, relatively, achieve your desired outcome. Of course, you can do that with other skills, but like, for example, yeah, I'd say so. What else? God, I'm trying my best to sit up straight and not actually hit the back of my my seat because of how much I'm sweating. Like, I've got a fan on me for reference, windows shut, blinds closed to keep the heat out. You know, not wearing a shirt, and my back is still sweating so much. There's like droplets on it. Maybe that was a bit too much information, but like, that's just how warm it is. Like, these houses, we don't have aircon over here. Like, we don't. We just have to. We have no, other than like a fan, we have no method of cooling, which is crazy. So no aircons that, like, especially Americans have in their houses, both regulate heat and cold, I'm pretty sure. We just have heating that we turn off when it's warm, and we turn on fans. And yeah, we turn on those fans. And yeah, and they do an all right job. Oh, it sucks. That's why I hate the heat, because it's also so much harder to exercise and train when in the heat. Like, I was gonna train yesterday. I was like, oh, I'm gonna do some boxing, but then it started lightning storming, and I was like, maybe. It's been 30 degrees all day. It's still 30 degrees outside, except for now. There's thunder and lightning, and it's like, I'm just getting over an illness. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should wait. So I'm gonna try hit the gym a couple of times this week, but I'm not gonna go back to my full 5 a day. And then maybe next week I'll transition back into boxing, which I was just getting into again because I finished college, background law. And I literally got ill. Like, everyone, we were all cramming to finish our studies for college so that we could leave early, and then I got ill for 2 weeks. I had to be off for 2 weeks, so I was 2 weeks behind, and I was in like group studies with people that were relying on me to finish as well. So I crammed the hell, like literally, I'd spend all day at college. They'd be like, lessons done, you guys can go home, still be at college, go on days I didn't have to be in, and then I'd go home and study more. Like, I literally just studied. I got like 4 hours of sleep. I think anyone who studied knows where I've been. Like, they've been there. It's like, people that do that all the time, I have my utmost respect for you, because that is not sustainable. Like, I did it for like 2 or 3 weeks, right? I would not be able to do that for more than 2 or 3 weeks. Like, I was dying. Like, it was, oh, it's horrible. Mad respect for all the Asian kids, because I know that in places like China, I'm pretty sure China has like a high school exam that instead of having an exam for like each subject, they just have an exam for everything, and that exam basically like decides your worth to society or something along those lines. And it's like, damn, the amount of pressure. Imagine doing a single exam, and that exam is for every subject and every aspect of your worth to an employer. That's crazy. Like, that, the amount of pressure, like, I'd rather just do different courses that, you know, I may be wrong though, but from last hearing about it, that's what it sounded like it was about. I was like, that is crazy. Like, that's actually so crazy. Mad respect. Fucking hell, you know? Like, Jesus. How much durability do I have? I have 211. I don't want to break this for the life of me. Not for the life of me. How much left? 174. Oh, fuck me. Do you reckon I can get this down? I don't think so. $149. No. Yeah, we'll get it back to like here maybe. And then we'll try and get rid of that little hill. And then we'll probably be on like 30 or some ridiculously small number. One more 33 at the moment. Whoa. Yeah, actually no, yeah, we can get rid of this. And then we gotta seriously repair our gear. We're doing alright so far though, to be fair. We could be in a worse position, this project. Yeah, that's the background law. I can't even remember why I stated the background law. Oh yeah, cramming, training. Yeah, I was getting back into training. Complaining about the heat. Oh shit, oh 76. Oh, that's fine, we'll just do this. There you go. Now we have a good idea of like how many layers down we have to dig. Because that's 5 blocks already. And we've cut down most of this already from its highest point. We've got that hill over there to do. That's how many more layers we have to dig away, essentially. Oh, fuck. It could be worse though, couldn't it? We still need copious amounts of stone as well. Aha. Let's see. Oh, actually, let me just. I need more food as well. That's looking crazy though. I can't wait to see what this looks like when it's been sorted. You know. Oi, oi, oi. Okay then. First, let's have a look at some food. Oh shit, we are running low. Hold on, let me just. Don't need that mess. How are these guys doing? I don't know why the eggs are. Oh shit, it's because of those guys. You need to die. I mean, could I do layered snow? I think layered snow would melt next to lava though, doesn't it? This farm backfired because half slab wasn't enough because they died before they could grow up. But it's not producing the same profit, you know what I mean? It's not good. It's not good. Oh, we do need glass though for bowls. I guess it's 9 bottles, isn't it? Oh, the 3 bottles. Okay, never mind. I got my hopes up. We have an infinite water source that's like close. Oh shit, we've got one in here, don't we? That's how smart I am. We literally just fucking boom. Oh shit, we need fucking gunpowder as well. Hold on. Gunpowder's not the worst thing to get. I should have loads. Single one. Oh, got me XP. So many things to repair. Just do this, we'll get all the gear, Jesus Christ. Just do that, literally. We'll repair everything so quickly. Oh, this is my XP torture chamber, by the way. God. You know, this was a disaster. I think I have it all recorded as well. You know how this used a silverfish and it's surrounded by stone? Well, I was like, nah, it'll be fine. And then it wasn't, and they broke out and killed my villagers, which are behind them in the trading hall. And it was traumatizing, to say the least. Oh no, I need sword to kill them, so I can't do 2 at once, can I? I think I'll do armor first on it. Oh shit. Oh got off XP. Oh wait, no, I can't let them hit me. I've got... Hold up. I'm actually so dumb because any of them could escape then. And I'd be so fucked, wouldn't I? I was literally playing on fire. Give it another few seconds, give it like 20 seconds. Be fine. Be A-okay after that. 10 seconds, you know? No? Okay, 6, 5. Come on. Go away. Okay, it's fine now. Yeah, take that. Yeah. Powering all my tools, it's great. Yeah, take that. Yeah. What else needs repairing? Yeah, what else? That's everything. Okay, let's get levels. I think those guys got at least another like... This is the sucky bit, because now it's like, just got to wait for them to die, you know what I mean? Okay, we'll do some quick enchanting after this as well. What's at 9? Look at that. Oh, it's lovely, guys. Alright then, so quickly then, let's... Oh shit, I'll take that off. Probably get totems. I haven't fought a rage yet, in all honesty. But I don't think this is the best area for raids because of the amount of holes in the ground and stuff. But that's why I'm missing totems. Let's see. What do I come in here for? I need books, right? How many do I have? I know I have some. I now have leather. I have. That's right, I had books. Oh, okay, I have 7 books. Oh, how lovely. So I've got breach, right? Density. I want breach 4. I'm not combining maces, right? So the only way I see this working is, I think density, you can have wind burst with density, but I don't think, can you breach? All I know is I need like the maximum breach. Wait, no, which one's? Yeah, because density is like more damage, breach is, it breaks armor, so I need maximum breach, which is like breach 4, I'm pretty sure. Which means it doesn't seem to give it to me, it seems to only give breach 3 max. Which means that I basically have to rely on books as well in order to get the desired enchant. See, I'm breaking 3, what does this give? Power 4. I think I'll go... There's density, I don't want no density, you know. Efficiency. Fuck law. Go here. Bomb. Density 4? Fuck density 4. I need the opposite. Law. Power. Fuck me. And I'll have a bunch of bullshit. But we'll find somewhere to put them. They can live there for now. Oh, fucking shoulder, my whole body, bro. Oh, it's alright. I'm not only going to be gaming today, I'm going to be gaming And then I'm gonna be fucking gonna do my writing, my drawing, do my coding practice, my Russian practice as well, my Duolingo. I know Duolingo's dog shit, but it's better than no practice at all. And the way I see it is I'll do all of these things every day, and then maybe every couple of months, you know, I do fitness, so and I have I've been doing sports science at college, so I know all about periodization of training plans. Just do that with learning as well. Why not? Maybe every now and again I have dedicated like study sessions where I lock in on one specific subject and practice it for an hour or more a day, right? But you have to create. It's all well and good having all of these ideas on how you're going to go about things, and you're going to practice so many hours a day and you're going to get this good, and but you have to really do something that's actually going to work, not something that is idealized, like, oh, I'll be able to speak fluently in only a year. It's like, no, it's one of those things, like, especially if it's not your first language and you didn't start learning it as a child. Language is one of those things, unless you are a prodigy. Prodigy. Unless you're an absolute prodigy, I don't know which way to say it. Unless you're absolutely gifted, just embarrass myself there with my poor pronunciation. Unless you're an absolutely gifted at a skill, and you obsessively practice for like hours and hours a day. Like if you look at like the polyglots, they'll be like, yeah, I practice my languages minimum 3 hours a day. Like that's crazy, just to be sitting down studying languages, and they like properly in-depth obsessively study, and they've been doing it for years and so on. So you're absolute savant, and then you obsessively practice for hours a day, and even then they may be able to speak well, but they likely don't speak well as a native speaker, you know. For me, I'm going to be learning Russian for years and years and years, and I'll be satisfied to just have basic 5-year-old level vocabulary if it means that I can communicate in Russian. Because for me, my goal with my languages is because eventually I want to learn more than just the one language. You know, I want to be able to speak several languages that I'm interested in learning, because frankly, I just like certain aspects of that culture, and I just like how the language sounds. I don't learn French because I don't learn French, or I don't know Spanish, even though these languages might be easier and more useful, because I'm not passionate about them. I'd rather learn languages I'm passionate about for one reason or another. My goal is to just have an ability to talk to someone in the language and convey any idea across that I want. I don't need to know big words, because as soon as I can do that, then I can learn words through conversation, kind of like how a child does, you know, asking, oh, what's this mean, what's that mean, or, you know, when they're talking about complicated subjects. So that's probably confident in a few thousand words, knows grammar, so on. I'd say something like that when it comes to proficiency. That's what I would imagine, which is not as hard to achieve as so fluent in a language that you sound like a native speaker, which will take 10 times as long to muster. You know, like, think about the vocabulary of like the average 6-year-old versus the vocabulary of like someone else bloody PhD or degree or whatever in English literature. You know, like the difference is astounding, but they can both talk and communicate to each other. You know what I mean? Like, as soon as I can do that in a language, then I'll still practice that language, but then I feel like I'll be in a position to move on to learning a new language. And for Russian, I think it would take me a minimum of 5 years to get to that basic level, doing it every day. But that might even be an overestimate, like I might not even be that proficient by then, you know? But that is someone who was doing it casually, like I'm in no rush. So yeah, essentially, that's that. I waffle so much, you know, oh my god. It's crazy how much I waffle. Yeah, I can't wait to see where I manage to progress in my skills in 5 years from now. Like, from an artistic perspective, how good will I be in 5 years, you know, with my drawings and my writing and so on. It's just a great opportunity. And I don't see video games as all bad, especially if you try to make use of your time playing those video games, like if you stream or you record videos or whatnot. I do not see it as all bad, but the question remains, should I this has to go. Well, I mean, it doesn't, because it will be so much easier to like landscape with this already here. I know. Just that this level here onwards needs to kind of be whittled away. So I guess we should do that. But the rest of it can stay in all fairness, can't it? Maybe I'll bring up the stone walls to kind of like that level. Maybe. Yeah, because by the stone there, we've essentially leveled most of this area the same, and then we can just go down and down and down again and again. It'll be so much easier to do. So we've done that. We have been doing a lot of shoveling though, and we've filled up almost all those chests. So maybe it's about time we try and move on to a different endeavour. Perhaps getting the necessary stone required. However much that may be. Basically hit the level all these others are at now. Oh, it starts to rain as well. See, 1, 2, yeah, 5 layers. That's crazy. That is 5 layers. That's bringing this whole thing down another 2 lots. A lot, to be fair. We may need more. We may need beacons. Trying to think now. Yeah, definitely. We have stone here, but that's nowhere near all our stone. We can get way more. We go out. Yeah, we can just build across and build it up. See if we have any spare shulker boxes, or that we have the means to craft more shulkers. Do we have the means? We can make some. Just don't have a lot of blocks, do we? We don't have a lot of wood on us. And I imagine we do not have spare chests either. Or at least I would be surprised. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have enough for 1 shulker box. It's going to be a chimera. There we go. Of different woods. There we go. Just gonna get a bunch of stone and begin work. There's you would not believe like how much utter shit we've already shoveled. Not shoveled, like placed. Find my words. Because that scaffolding alone, I'm pretty sure, is like took me 2 or 3 shulker boxes of stone just to construct. So you imagine how much blocks truly are there. It's deceiving. Or at least it was to me. Like the this alone, I think, was stacks upon stacks, you know. And to think that on all sides we're going to have to like build it up to this level, which is mad. It's going to be mad. But then this was a great level for like landscaping and the like. I think on this front edge here, because there's like constructions in front, it's just going to be like houses and shit. But on all other sides, I think we will terraform, especially because this side's going to have a staircase, I believe, as well. Though this may be in the way, and I really don't want to get rid of this because of how it's like one of the older buildings. I want to keep these, you know. Well, for the moment, yeah, this is right on the level. Oh, splash. Look at that. Hopefully I would have gotten rid of that bedrock by the time we do our next stream. I can't believe I forgot that. It's such an obvious one as well. I think it's because I knew I was working in this area, so I went to all other areas except for the one I was working in. Yeah, to answer the question as well, the reason I've chosen this spot is because out of the entire map, not only was it one of the flattest spots, but it was also one of the barest. Like, there's not much going on in this region. Like, if we go over here, we have this and this. And we decided to build this here, so this area is now off limits. Although, I think originally I was thinking somewhere over here, but then this area is not really doable because of the amount of, like, how it's broken up. Up here is not doable because stuff's going on. I have plans for this area. The central area has plans. This area is not flat enough. It's really the only area we could do it in. But it's good because it's a good area. And you're trying to pathfind, are you? No, maybe. How long have we been? Oh, okay. So yeah, half an hour to an hour more, and then we'll end off the stream, I think. I have to fill that in. Oh, well, I mean, we do have this here, so maybe. Bosh. Aha. See, and then just don't know what this is, but ba-bum, 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 dun, 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 dun. See, this can go here, and this. Ah. Bum, 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 bum. They already use stacks and stacks, and we're just getting started on like one side, aren't we? I wonder if we should just like do one side at a time. I mean, we could do. It doesn't really matter too much, does it? As long as we get it done. It'll be good to know, because once we've done up the terrain on this side, we'll kind of have an idea, which will require even more stone, come to think of it. Then we'll kind of have an idea of like how much of this is actually going to be exposed deep slate, and we can get the pillars in and so on. So my plan is we're going to section off a bit of this space to sort of create a pillar archway design to make this feel more grounded. And then as soon as we've done the measurements and we know that it'll be even and we'll be able to do it across the whole thing, we'll just do that once we've done up the terrain. But for the terrain to be done, we need these walls. Yeah, we need these walls done. And then in order to get the TNT in the inside, we need to flatten it a bit more, so that's why we're doing that. But I think we've made some decent progress this stream, so see next stream what happened. You know, this is like part of stage 1, this is. And then what we want to do is, ideally, we want to transition, before doing the terrain, transition to exploding this as quickly as possible. And the reason why I say that is because that will take a while. That can happen, and then whilst that's going off, I can terraform and then occasionally check on the other side to see how things are going, right? Which is like my plan. And then when the terraforming's all done, I can go to the fucking top bit and do that as well. Like do the archways and shit. And then occasionally stop to fill in the liquids. That's my plan, essentially. How many of these? Oh shit, do I have it on me? Yes. 1 layer, 2 layer, 3 layer, 4, 5. Ooh. I see. There, and there. Oh, scary eyes. Dun, 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 dun. I have, even though I do have a block palette, I have intentionally chosen like this is going to be a simple block palette, because I cannot be fucked with a complex gradient that uses fucking furnaces and shit. Like, I'm literally just gonna have that simple gradient go throughout the whole mega base, because it makes sense for a mega base to have a gradient because of how big it is. Extra and detail it, especially these large walls here. Have the steps going up, maybe have them covered in plants or something, I don't know. The interior is going to be where most of the work is being done, you know. I don't want it to be just a shell on the outside. I want it to actually have an interior and be really cool. And I do want to do my best to kind of fill in the interior as well. Like, I've made it this big so that when I create all the cool biomes underneath, it's actually going to be like epic, you know what I mean? I have no idea how long this mega base is going to take, but I have a feeling it's going to be a long time, and I have a feeling that I'm not going to get it complete in one go. I think what will happen is I'll take breaks frequently to like make other shit, you know? And I'm gonna obviously upload a bunch of VODs, but I think what I'll also do every couple of VODs when I've achieved a certain landmark in my progress is I'll kind of come back here and like get all those VODs together and then cut it down to create like a really shorter form, like 20 minutes, 10 to 30 minute video on doing that thing, like on making this mega base. But I don't think I'll do like a whole video in one where I just make megabase, because I feel like that's not going to work. I feel like what I'll do instead is it will be like, the first one will be about making the perimeter, like preparing it and making the perimeter. I think then maybe make a separate video like preparing the walls, then I make another video like doing each layer, and then maybe the final video complete it. And then if I want, I could create after that a supercut video where I make the whole thing and it's like 40 minutes long, but it's super cut down and you get to see it all. You know, I think so. So it's just about going to be a shulker box and a half for this layer, but I feel like this might actually be the least resource intensive one, so I imagine like 2 shulker boxes per layer for most of these. I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe with the rest of these I kind of create like guidelines at the bottom. And then I'll probably call the stream there, to be fair, because it'll be about over 2 hours at that point, and it's time for me to do other things. Go for a shower and cool off, so boiling. Because I can upload the VOD whilst that's happening, can't I? Yeah. Dun 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 dun. Figure out how to get my because I think a good tactic for getting some views on streams is doing giveaways. So, I mean, and being entertaining. I don't think I'm that entertaining as well. That might also be a big reason as to why. But as soon as I can find a way to like set up PayPal or something on my streams, then I can do like giveaways where I can give away prizes. Especially when I become monetized, because then it will be like an investment at that point. I could justify it. Anything for clout. I think the biggest thing for clout as well is just joining servers. But at the moment, my focus isn't clout yet. My focus is on gaining experience, so I know what I'm doing. And as soon as I know what I'm doing, then clout. You know what I mean? I think my first 100 subs is going to take the longest. Next first 1,000, first 5,000, first 10,000. I think as soon as we've reached the 10,000 mark, I think we can lock in and we can start actually making gains. But we're not even going to focus on that 100 subs yet. We're going to focus on experience. 100 long form videos that aren't VODs is my goal. At the moment, I've made 12. What I'll have to do in the future, because I know I'll make a lot of VODs, I'll have to subtract my VOD playlists from my total videos, and then I'll be able to... Holy shit. I'm burning through these. Oh wow. Oh, look monumental this is. Oh. I'm gonna do this instead. I think we'll stream tomorrow as well. we're making progress on this. Gonna flatten it. Oh, it's gonna be so cool. I can't wait, honestly. It's gonna be great. We will definitely take breaks from this mega project as well, especially when I start getting bored and burnt out, you know. Oh, we're almost done on the first layer now. Okay, now let's just like just do this the whole way. Ooh. Yeah, let me just do that for a sec. Just do that real quick. There we go. Nice and solid. Oh. Ah, shit, now I've got this to do. Yeah, so that looks cool, doesn't it? Yeah, we'll just do that on each side, I think. Obviously, even when these are built up, that's not even the end, because I'm gonna have to dig these down. But I don't think I'll need to, like, stand by and bloody bring these down, because the interior is going to use different blocks anyway to this. This may seem unnecessary to some, but it's kind of like I need the backdrop so that I can terrain up and make it transition and slope correctly. I need this backdrop to kind of see that, and then once that's done, then I can kind of build the frame and with the actual blocks and replace what I've made with the stone with deep slate, which will seem like a waste to some. Like, why would you go through the trouble of creating a layer if you don't intend on keeping it? But for me, it's just about for me, it's literally as simple as just let's oh, we're almost done. Oh shit, we're almost done the sort of outline. Can't believe I left these here still. Oh shit, we left them there as well. I'm stupid. That's fine. Ah, yes. There we go. I think these had rockets, maybe. So it's not gonna be too hard to do. Just we kind of see that outline there. We just want to build it up on all sides, and then flatten this area in the middle. Yeah, this is a good start. Let's have a look at that from the front, just to get a gauge of what it's going to be like. It's not the biggest mega base, is it? But I feel like that's not even halfway up. So imagine how cool it's going to look. But I imagine that's the highest point. The terrain's going to slope up. Yeah, we can definitely see that's going to be in the way. So maybe the way we go down is going to be different. I think the front here is going to have less terrain sloping than the other sides will. I think it's going to have some houses and shit. So my plan for this whole area is, let's go up here. This entire map, I want it, especially this southern section that's really open, to be filled with houses. Maybe the forest to the north and the mountains will be less habited. Just sprawling with houses, you know, like kind of like density of that, but everywhere. And then these original areas are going to have walls to section them off, and they're going to be preserved. They're going to be renovated and preserved, and then upgraded a bit, with paths and stuff, and so on. Yeah, I'm very excited. But this mega base is going to be so cool to have, especially as a main base of operations, and then that can just overlook the rest of this. Oh, that's going to be great. And I think in that corner especially is going to be more skyscrapers built. Like, I want to build a bunch of farms and just have skyscrapers over them. So it's going to be really, just this whole thing is going to be epic. And then this is one island of many that's going to have builds on it. I think this is going to be the most built up place though. But, oh, it's so cool. So let's have a little look. Okay, well, we've still have some time. We still have some time because I don't want to end it before 2 hours. You know, 2 hours may seem short, but starting off, I don't want a super long sort of thing going on. So I guess let's just get to flattening. We don't have much stone left, so how much is in the shulker? It's empty, exactly. We'll get to it. We've got another 10 minutes. We can continue this for. Let's get another sip of water. Wow, that water is so warm. Yeah, now 4 o'clock already. That's crazy, though. Other than shoveling, is there anything else we could do this time? Not to my knowledge. But the sheer amount of stone and sand we're going to need is insane. But alas. Okay. Oh well. I think I need to take a trip to the end at some point, and just so I can like fight shulkers. Because I think I rushed the ends because I wanted to get a ton of elytras. So I got a shulker box of elytras, but I only really killed the shulkers that were in my way. How hard is it to make a shulker farm? Because I could construct a small one and then transport shulkers into the overworld. No, if I transported them into the overworld, I'd have to take them thousands of blocks across the ocean. Okay, one in the end then. All of these blocks. Oh shit, more cactuses. Oh, simply can't do, can it? Any more cactuses? I don't think there is. Not in this area. Dun 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 dun. Oh, let's go. Separated the island here. see how much of that. A decent area has been cleared in. Alright then. Maybe we should fill this last. How many stacks is that? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 stacks. Yeah, let's get 7 stacks. We should have enough time by then, shouldn't we? And then we should be done. Aha, that's basically 4 stacks then, isn't it? This is the 5th stack. Forget about all the blocks we can pick up. Shouldn't have to forget about it at all, should we? This is number 6. And then this is the final stack. Ah. Can't be having that, can we? Oh wait, we don't have a... Hold on. We don't have wind chargers. Will we be able to... Oh, fine. We'll have to kill not the old-fashioned way then. Proceeds to miss my 1st and 3rd shot. At least I got bad omen from it. Oh, that was embarrassing, wasn't it? Well, not much can be done, can it? We, on the other hand, may need to go end raiding next time. We have filled up these 6 shulkers, and then this one's just for spare stuff, I guess. So yeah, that's the plan. I guess if we don't want to do end raiding next stream, we can always just build up these walls and then continue the inside another time. But hey ho. So yeah, we're gonna end off the stream here. First stream of many. I'm sure this will take close to, if not over, 100 streams or take much more than 100 streams, won't it, I reckon. But yeah, at the moment, we're going to be focusing on working towards that first goal of building the excavators, and then using said excavators to dig away the grounds, you know. If these walls get destroyed partially, it shouldn't be too much of a big deal, but we'll probably calculate it so that there is a bit of space on the outside remaining, which we can like etch into and so on. But I think it's going to be really cool, really good opportunity, and I can't wait to get to that stage. But for the moment, we're just going to focus on getting to that stage and getting ready for that. That's going to be leveling this out, building up those walls, and then I'm going to have to find a tutorial somewhere, and then we can start gathering the resources to actually construct it, and then most likely construct it off camera. I don't want to get copyrighted or anything. I could use Live for that part, I guess, but I kind of don't want to. I've said it now. I kind of don't want to use Live. I guess it won't count if it's for the redstone, because that will just be for the whole still. I might just do that off camera, maybe record it and then do a time lapse and post that. But anyway, before I go, just if you like this stream, make sure to follow. I'll be streaming more often. I'm also going to be posting these streams as VODs on YouTube. If you're on YouTube watching this as a VOD, please do subscribe and check me out on Twitch. Same name for both channels. And yeah, so let's end this off now.